Namaste. So today I'm going to read Book 10, Chapter 10, on the antidote of the King Surata, the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Om Vakratu Namakaya Surya Koti Samani Kanandai Vakratundai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Narayana said, now the seventh Manu is the Right Honorable, His Excellency, the Lord Vaivasvata Manu Shraddha Deva, honored by all the kings and the enjoyer of the highest bliss, Brahmananda. I will now speak of this seventh Manu. He too practiced austerities before the highest Devi, and by her grace got the sovereignty of the earth for one Manvantara. The eighth Manu is the sun's son, known as Savarni. This personage, a devotee of the Devi, honored by the kings, gentle, patient, and powerful king Savarni, worshipped the Devi in his previous births and by her boon became the lord of the Manvantara. Narada said, O Bhagavan, how did this Savarni Manu worship in his previous birth the earthen image of the Devi? Kindly describe this to me. Narayana said, O Narada, the eighth Manu had been before in the time of Swarochisa Manu, the second Manu, the famous king, known by the name Surata, born of the family of Chaitra and very powerful. He could well appreciate merits, clever in the science of archery, amassed abundancy of wealth, a generous donor, a very liberal man, and he was a celebrated poet and honored by all. He was skilled in all arts of warfare with weapons and indomitable in crushing his foes. Once on a time, some of his powerful enemies destroyed the city of Kola, belonging to the revered king, and succeeded in besieging his capital, wherein he remained. Then the king Surata, the conqueror of all his foes, went out to fight with the enemies, but he was defeated by them. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the king's ministers robbed him of all his wealth. The illustrious king then went out of the city and with a sorrowful heart rode alone on his horse on the plea of having a game and walked to and fro as if absent-minded. The king then went to the hermitage of the Muni Sumheda, who could see far-reaching things, a man of the fourth dimension. It was a nice, quiet asrama, surrounded by quiet and peaceful animals and filled with disciples. There, in that very sacred asrama, his heart became relieved and he went on living there. One day when the Muni finished his worship, etc., the king went to him and saluted him duly and humbly asked him the following, O Muni, I am suffering terribly from my mental pain. O Deva of the earth, why am I suffering so much, though I know everything, as if I am quite an ignorant man? After my defeat from my enemies, why does my mind become now compassionate towards those who stole away my kingdom? O best of the knowers of the Vedas, what am I to do now? Where to go? How can I make me happy? How can I make me happy? Please speak on these, O Muni. Now I want of your good grace. No, I am in want of your good grace, the Muni said. O Lord of the earth, hear the extremely wonderful glories of the Devi that have no equal and that can fructify all desires. She, the Mahamaya, who is all this world, is the mother of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesa. O king, know verily that it is she, and she alone, that can forcibly attract the hearts of all the jivas and throw them in dire utter delusion. She is always the creatrix, preservrix, and destructrix of the universe in the form of Hara. This Mahamaya fulfills the desires of all the jivas, and she is known as the insurmountable Kalaratri. She is Kali, the destructrix of all this universe, and she is Kamala, residing in the lotus. Know that this whole world rests on her, and it will become dissolved in her. She is therefore the highest and best. O king, know verily that he alone can cross the delusion, Moha, on whom the grace of the Devi falls, and otherwise no one can escape from this Anadi Moha. Here ends the 10th chapter of the 10th book on the antidote of the king Surata in the Maha Puranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.